Building your own outdoor area sounds like a big job, but in a way it is. So today, I'm going to be sharing with you a couple of, call it tips and tricks that you can use to make this big job a lot easier without you having to take any shortcuts. So this is an outdoor area that's in the process of being built, and I've taken this opportunity to show you just how easy it is to throw a concrete slab to make your own countertop. Now these two block columns have been built 1200 millimeters apart, outside to outside. Now usually when laying a countertop across this span, you have to use shuttering, formwork, and you have to use reinforcing wire. And if not done properly, you run the risk of this collapsing. So how do we do it? Lintels. Let me show you how. Now we're going to be using concrete lintels to span this gap. Lintels are precast reinforced concrete lengths that are used above doorways and windows. These certainly have the strength to carry the weight of the countertop. So I've asked Kevin to lend me a hand today. So we're going to start by laying these lintels across the blocks, ensuring that they're lying snugly together. These lintels are 1200 millimeters in length. We then need to cut some ply and create a box of sorts to contain the concrete mix. So I've tasked Kev to get cracking with the timber work.
So in order to create the framework, I'm going to cut some strips of ply and join two strips together. Those will then get mounted to the side of the concrete blocks. That then forms a collar that can hold our formwork. Now we want our countertop to be about 100 millimeters thick. So I've measured and cut my ply into the right size length for the sides and the front face, and then join these two strips with a few Tex screws. I can then pre-drill the mounting holes through the timber, hold them in place, and mark with the masonry bit. Drill out the holes in the blocks before securing the strips with some 6mm nail and anchors. Now this will give us a thicker edging on the countertop, and we've secured them 50mm below the lintels, so our concrete hides the edges and the sides of the lintels. So our three framework pieces have been mounted to the blocks, and you'll notice there's a gap here. It's never that easy. However, our formwork is going to sit on the front. We don't want the cement disappearing inside the cavity, so we need to measure, mark and cut a strip that will fit inside here and secure it from the inside to this piece here. I'm then going to cut the same lengths but with a higher outside width, with the tops forming the final level of the countertop. So to get my 100mm countertop depth, these sides need to be cut at 270mm. Screw these into place, and I'll put a few Tex screws into the corners just to hold it all together tightly. Now ensure that all your timbers are mounted level. Now is your only chance to get it right.
Button, it's always a pleasure working with you, man. This is a very, very good job. It's very neat, it's very steady, it's definitely gonna hold. Right, next step, I've got to mix some dagger.
Let's go.
We're using a mixing ratio of 1 part cement, 3 parts sand, and 2 parts stone, and mixing in the water to get a consistency that is not overly runny. Now I've also added some key coats, which will reduce how much water seeps into the cement. Now's the time for the fun part. Let's pour it into the framework. Make sure as you pour that you work the cement down into the formwork to remove any bubbles. Knocking the side with a hammer also helps remove bubbles. Now we're going to pull a straight edge over the surface in a jiggling motion to get the smoothest finish, but also to ensure that it's level. Now you'll notice that there's a bit of cement that drips through the gaps between the lintels and onto the floor, which is why I recommend doing this before doing the flooring. Once it has started to harden, give it a gentle float to remove any high spots. Remember to water the slab for the first few days to slow the drying process. Keep it covered with some plastic. This helps prevent cracks from forming. So I've given the concrete a few days to dry. Time now for the moment of truth. Let's unbox this. I'll remove the Tex screws and remove the formwork. Look at that, just as planned. I'm then sealing it with Wood-Ock 45, which is a tile and cement penetrating sealant that will protect this countertop against stains and oils. It dries to a clear finish and application is easy. I'm simply using a block brush. Oh man, I love it when a plan comes together. I think this looks beautiful. It's so convenient having enough space to put everything that I need. And knowing that I built it from concrete, I know it's going to last me for many years to come. Now remember, you can definitely get your Builders building cement and other building materials at Builders, in store or online at builders.co.za. And for more videos like this, check out the blog on the website. Get to Builders, get it done.